kindness and compassion must be directed to all sentient beings. Sentient beings are your parents, and you must say to yourself that by practicing this Dhamma practice, I am going to work towards getting myself enlightened so that I'll be able to liberate all sentient beings from the suffering samsaric ocean, so that I'll be able to pay back the kindness of all my parents who are mother sentient beings. With this kind of attitude, then you should recite Om Mani Padme Hum. So, loving kindness and compassion, these are indispensable. You must have an understanding of what loving kindness is, what compassion is. When you have loving kindness and compassion, then out of this you are going to see the formation of a precious bodhicitta tree. It is said that bodhicitta, where there isn't, let there be bodhicitta. Where there is bodhicitta, let that increase. So bodhicitta is very, very important. So when you recite Om Mani Padme Hum, always generate loving kindness and compassion. And nothing is more important than this. This is something that's going to help to put an end to samsaric existence. It's not a very profound, and it's not a very lengthy comment. It's very simple and short. Generate loving kindness, generate compassion. If you did that, then you are going to see the fruit. The fruit is the precious bodhicitta mind. That will come very naturally. So everybody, remember this. This center is unimaginably wonderful. Loving kindness and compassion is what this center needs, what everyone needs. So you must try your best to generate these things and pray that this center will flourish. Because we are all going to pass. When we pass away, the center is going to. And compassion is like the seed. Then you are going to see the growth of precious bodhicitta tree. I'm not saying this again and again because I have nothing else to say, but because Garchen Rinpoche is such a wonderful teacher, a bodhisattva, and the center is so beautiful and so wonderful. I'm just reiterating the things that are very, very important.
다시 참 이제 저쪽에 선지 소바디 뭐야 보들에서 근데 렌전 상주께 선지 동부지 지나라는 참 이제기보다 렌전 상주께 선지 동부지 키베기나 되는 이나 나 선자 당자가 참배선 깨터봐 선자 당자는 닝지선 깨터봐 선자 당자가 상주께 선으로 보지 유를我真的一把刀吧，吃住松吧，萝卜红吧，种住啥吧，三百了两百小吧，我他们就不觉得，那人家想这个是不是东北吃的，我他就用的刀把他们给解决。
So when you have loving kindness and compassion in your heart, that is going to translate into the formation of a precious bodhicitta tree. When you have precious bodhicitta tree, then you will be able to practice the 6 parameters, starting with giving, and then abiding by the moral code of conduct, exercising patience, being diligent in practice of Dhamma, and being in single-pointed concentration, etc.
Then they go, could be you not and the bottom of the bottom of the hectare, what is it? I'll give you something. Bombo pen, China, or Tashi young property, Tashi dead property, or to go to the Pajam, the Juna, Selabu, and Toba del Tenis one, Toba de Yakuzna, near the Tar Chambori, Lama de Tar Chambori, Lama de Tegi, the Gaburi, the Tar computer, only near and the Mama. They are being Toba Yakuhadi talking about Lamachi, the lady called Kadiki Yakuti Lamson, Pati Neva, what I did on should get to Toba to go, that two some ninja, what I can do with them. What they tell you, what down, give Nela Mako, or take Wadi. That thing you not Rambo Tony, Rambo Tony, Tadaya, Tawayo, Dungi Amari, or Yabo, you can come ninja, chances with them. What is that? He do everything to somebody. Yet, the lava manu that so by about the lava manu. Chandro will yet reading lava in there. Nara Chambo, Nara Martin Keva, Nara Lama Jacket, the Shubu, the Jagu, some massive taking she that today she do today, he do everything around the sun, but another Lama. Keva to move on, and I did it to Lama del Budi, to some many corn, the prune and a molo jago, what is now woman, one the jam and the baby go on the corn. That is too big, the Yakush wood and a Lama. Or that day is on the table of the tank, for the Indian. I told them to talk about the Lami, Chilabang, or the Yalama, like the Roga Magia, Tawa Madu, 태좀 맞아. 그 라마를 그 제바다 무마 이 남발이 되시 보다. 뭐야? 근데 나 분주 탐득이야 보지 보고리. 때tom마 때문에 기회 때만 해들이 남바사지 그 때만 해서지. 고레슨제를 해서지. 점링 시대를 해서지. 다 주의만 가도 되고 있나가 뭐야게 계속 줘버려잖아. 나는 소부에 줘버려. 남편 소바를 받대. 소부에 나와라 소바. 운지가 라마한테 상주서 말이나가 배기 니들 손지 공부하고 룽기 시대는 라마를 봐. 비바 발마제바 다바도 동제바를 봐. 와다지 라마한테 저도 대화도 무바야 고지 시에게 저도 sab다 공부게 나서고게 캬바지 마음에 벤다를 짬고 아미다바에 저도 sab다 공부도 동제는 닝보샤다. 와다지 그런 비제 티지 공부 라마시 어떻게 그돌이 야보시 Tene kewe tawa che dhubu na, yabu drop chanku milamika che naasuna dhudu drop, tene she, tante naa penzi na tamdik dama kuwari dhubu uru, tamdik masu na na, tamdik su na ngoduk thoo za, di ngoduk de che thukiri, kyo thumu di ngoduk thoo muri, masu nyewa juye che za, tamdik masu na na nyewa thukiri, tene ka shambol za uru, ye lagu, sabda ko chena ten kendul karabda ma ram to hoina ten kai chiji te tawati chini bujiri hari na give ka bal pen to jiri korbe ten jan pen to jiri zamin chidel pen to jiri o toba ya borwa ten saja kar dikena hani na saja pasi bete kara ni dele ka saja ke mero kyul khen na kuba ne dele khana ugi hayu de yang ne ba ta de di ne de yang ne yo ma ri rāngshīn kūpa khek pabna gaya tīne kī tōrī na chārāṋ tō tēngi sabda būgū shī sīvī kāwā chī tūmā nī na tā chāmbā kī pēng tō pēngi tā chī tā māngu shuwa mē kā māni tā Om mani pēmē hōng 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 Om 가도 만에 쇼기 놓나 그래서 내도 그 김제 가게 요버잖아 용왕 농을 내 그리고리 만에지 용왕 매를 내 그리고리 용왕 출을 내 그리고리 용왕 살을 내 그리고리 다시 만에지 국정보지 동원아 다시 두개 전부 만에 들어 되게 록동 데려나 기사 록동 록 잡으면 록동 데려나 기가 다오나 다 우자 소자 도로 제비 사제 등의 무시 카레지 보잖아 하도 유를 가오나 도도 나와서 거나 되게 노동 많이 노동 어디 고아리 얘는 두개 전부 만에 다들 그 stan지 매잡아 단지 용화 출을 그네 큐 잠라 공부 찾고 되게라 떡고 맞춰 하듯이 만에고 그래 너도게 이 만에도 만에 빼면 그지 이 용화 출을 봐 큐나 우자 소자 마고 요하는 될 패거리 우자 소자 그 용화 출을 그다 야人 타면 또 버리는 거야 만에 주네 만에 빠졌네 용화 농을 내 그거지 이 농기 하게 다음에 하세야 괜찮나 우자 소자 천절 대로리 그래 깨우리 그만도 남벌 받아 담아서 남벌 고고게 다 그래지 거를 받게 그래 용한 매를 내고 매를 빠져 근데 용한 살을 내고 세팅을 많은 받아 마다체가 야고 또 버려 세가 대내그 잡고리 가다 되게 네 공화 상태까지 전부 보기 노동을 탑기다 지고리 다 뒤님만 가도 가서 깨와서 그 말이 봐 뒤님에 가서 속되거든 봐 때마다 밖에 계기 썸이 잡아줘 다 속아 되게 속되지 다 때문에 샤워 지고는 봐 때문에 샤워 어떻게
what I'll do is I'll go back for the first one and translate that and then come to the last segment. Rinpoche said, I talked to you about loving kindness, I talked to you about compassion, I talked to you about the planting the precious bodhicitta tree. Now when you plant precious bodhicitta tree, what is going to happen is gradually you are going to see branches and twigs. These branches and twigs on the precious bodhicitta tree will mean wanting to give things. That is the first of 6 parameters. When you have the feeling of wanting to give, what that is happening, what that means is that you are kind of lessening your attachment. This idea of you and I and you, this dualistic notion is becoming less and less. Gradually, you will practice equanimity. The importance of you and others will be equal. And gradually, you will be able to trade places with others. So, bodhicitta is so important. The precious bodhicitta tree is so important that all kinds of branches and twigs will come about gradually. This center is wonderful. This Lama is wonderful. Because of your aspirational prayers, because of karmic imprint, this wonderful Lama in His Eminence Garchen Buddhist has been able to come out. And he has started this wonderful center. And you should always have loving kindness and compassion. When you have these, then you're going to be able to look after and take care of yourself. And when you're able to do that, when you pass away from this world, then you will know you are liberated. And also, in this very life, you are going to have happiness, peace of mind. That kind of Dhamma center is very difficult. I have actually, I have never went to a center and openly said that your center is so wonderful. This is the first time I'm saying it because it is, I see this wonderful bodhisattva in His Eminence Garchen Buddhist. And because of interdependent origination, we are all together here. And when I came to this center, I had some wonderful signs and good omen and wonderful auspicious interdependent origination. That is why I have brought this huge crystal all the way to be presented to this wonderful Lama. Now, that says everything. This is what I call interdependent origination. And you must always have devotion to His Eminence Garchen Buddhist. You must never have wrong view. You must never doubt him. You must abide by the Samaya. And you all should live as brothers and sisters. Be friendly with each other. And if you can do all these things, you are helping to promote Buddha's Dhamma, you are helping all sentient beings, you are helping to bring about peace and happiness in the world. This is a degenerate age, and these are the things that we need to counter all kinds of obstacles and impediments. And it is the duty of every Dhamma center and the practitioners to get rid of impediments and obstacles in the path of our practice. Your Lama is truly a Bodhisattva. Your Lama is a Lama that who has been prophesied by Lord Jigten Sumgul. When you recite Om Mani Padme Hum, which being the mantra of the three kayas, you are helping to increase the size of your precious bodhicitta tree. Must listen to the Lama's teachings, must listen to the Lama's advice, must abide by the Samaya. When you abide by the Samaya, then you are rewarded with the attainments. There are two of them. One is the common and one is the most excellent attainments. If you do not abide by the Samayas, then it will drag you lower and lower, and you will be born in the lower realms. If you abide by the Samaya, it's going to help promote Buddha's Dhamma, help all sentient beings, bring about peace and happiness in the world. This is a wonderful location. The location of this Dhamma center is absolutely wonderful. You see, wherever you look, whichever way you turn, there are all these juniper trees. Juniper trees are, in Tibetan we call it Lashinshupa, the trees of the gods. Where there are juniper trees, it is said that there are no sufferings. Indeed, you see, you will be really happy. Don't you find yourself happier when you are in this environment? So be careful how you practice. Always practice in the right way. The last segment. Now when you recite Om Mani Padme Hum, we must recite as loud as we can. As loud as 1,000 dragons making sound together in synchrony. So that loud. When you're able to do that, then we can make use of the four elements to enhance our prayers, to send out our Om Mani Padme Hum message. When we send out this Om Mani Padme Hum message to all sentient beings, they are going to help all sentient beings when they hear the sound of this mantra. You will very frequently see in Tibet, for example, that there are Om Mani Padme Hum engraved on stones in the banks of rivers. Because the reason for this is we are making use of the water element. And this message of Om Mani Padme Hum will be carried downstream and it will benefit all kinds of marine life. You also see Om Mani Padme Hum imprinted on prayer flags and hosted up on big mountains and hills. We are making use of the wind element because when the message is carried by the wind, it's going to help all sentient beings. We also burn Om Mani Padme Hum in fire. We are sending the message through the fire element. And then, of course, you come across places where there are all kinds of Om Mani Padme Hum engraved in stones and made a huge pile of them. So we are making use of the earth element. This is a degenerate age, and we must resort to every possible means to enhance the Buddha's Dhamma, to benefit sentient beings, to bring peace and happiness in the world. I think you that.
We'll have 10 minutes break. We'll have 10 minutes. We want a volunteer from amongst you who is going to step forward and tell Rinpoche what loving kindness and compassion is. Auntie, would you? Yeah.
Loving kindness and compassion would be treating all beings as your parents.
잠다 니지세야 되라 너드비나 로선제 탐제 라니 타마이나 세야 되는 잠이지.
내가 보시냐, 보다 내가 보리.
Any other volunteer who would like to add on that?
This gathering is loving kindness and compassion.
거기서 내 나란 주단에 즉 전주석을 꾸는 말이 냠든 전부 때에 참 인생.
한번 얘기니까 백신이야 탐대다 그러더라. 백신이야 탐대다. 한번 세시 때문에 그거 다 타기 너무 막 야식 벌어간다. 어제나 이게 야식 때문에 좀 탐대는데 어부터 관계 잠이
Loving kindness is just the foundation on which we work. If we are to do anything at all, we have to resort to the firm ground. Likewise, a loving kindness is the mind that is going to treat all sentient beings as your own parents and never wanting to cause any harm to them, but wanting to do everything possible to benefit them.
이게 나왔으니까 안 됐을 때 이게 나왔고 이게 내가 골비선 게
Then with loving kindness being like a fertile ground, then you have to sow the seed of compassion and direct these two to all living beings. And then you will witness the growth of the precious Bodhicitta tree. Which I said, it's good to understand this.
많은 말하고 현재 탐제 상바상 문화가 많은 장우지 현배가 강보다 상바가 현재 탐제가 탐 신지야고 등보 현배가 현재 탐제가 예선에 탐제 오브토되게 개유 삼만에 노동이 현재 탐제 현배 선반되는 현재 탐제 상바상 문화 또
Now, please recite Om Mani Padme Hum, thinking that all sentient beings are just like your own flesh and blood parents.
Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum.
Om